Good afternoon, everyone. It's James Carpenter with Country Living, and obviously we're going to be moving more mulch today. Over there on the left, you can see the fire still going strong. You know something about that fire. It burned into the night, and we went outside and there must have been some humidity or something. But the smoke was just lingering really low to the ground. And I got lucky. The wind was headed west, which put all the smoke out over top of the farmer's field. Okay, right now I'm going down there where I built that waterway. You can see the mulch and everything. There's a video on that if you want to watch it. I'm just sprucing it up a little bit down there. What I wanted to just get rid of any green grass so that I don't have a weed eating or Roundup type situation going. Plus, cosmetically, it looks better. So there's two piles here. I average at least 2, maybe 3 piles a week. And again, I've been getting some premium looking chips. If you look at those, they're very clean, very few sticks. Boy, I love that fire. It is so cool. This driveway here, we put this in about 3 years ago. I think there's a video on that, but you'd have to look way back in the archives to find it. But it's completely 100% slag, which is that material that's molted, the byproduct of molted metal. And you can tell by the look of that driveway, it's hell. Oh, excuse me. It almost looks like asphalt. I mean, there's absolutely no potholes or any mud getting on people's cars. It's really nice. So we're getting another bucket load down here around that pine tree, because that little green spot in front of it right there is, whipping in and out of there with the bucket would be a little bit difficult. I don't like pouring those chips over top of the branches on those pine trees. That pine tree there tried to get in the way. But here we go. Just that little bit of grass right there on the edge is what I'm cleaning up right now. And it looks like this might do it. Maybe one more. There we go. That looks good. Put the rest of it in that little cove. There we go. Now we're going to move the rest of the chips into the pile. And the pile was a little bit low on this end, so what I'm doing now is I'm building up that end. Actually, once the ground dries up good, the driver of the truck that brings the chips, I can have him dump closer to locations that I want to use chips. Right now, if I want to use them somewhere else on the property, obviously it's one bucket at a time. So it's a little bit easier on me just to put them in this storage area for now. I call this back dragging. That's not my term, that's just an industry term. You pull it back like that, it spreads it out a little bit more, and the tractor doesn't have to push as hard to get a bucket load. You know, if you have any questions about this mulch, or would like to know more about the mulch, leave a comment. And if you really want to be nice, if you enjoy my videos, hit the like button. Now, a lot of YouTubers don't realize that that's important to us people making content for two different reasons. The comments and the likes and the duration of time you watch the video plays a lot in YouTube's putting your video out there. So I've been doing this now for a good 2 years or better, over 300 and some videos. You know, I'm getting, on a good video I might get 400 or 500 views, but for the most part my number of views are relatively low. And as a YouTuber, you really got to start thinking, hey, am I that boring? Or, you know, stuff starts to go through your head. But I got full confidence that someday this channel will take off. But with your help, and I'm asking you to help, I need you to start leaving comments, and I need you to start hitting that like button so that YouTube will send my video out to more people. And if YouTube sends my video out to more people, the more people I'm exposed to, the better my chances are of growing the channel. Okay, I know what you're thinking, I'm just doing this for the money. No, but the money is a nice benefit, especially at my age. You can tell by the white beard I'm no spring chicken. And like most of us out there, I didn't do a very good job of setting myself up for retirement. Now, there was a point in my life in my younger days where I did all that, but then went through a divorce and everything kind of went downstream from there. All those 401ks and all that stuff all got dissolved during that divorce, and I never did pick it back up because I became self-employed. Right here you see me pushing that up onto the high ground so that I can get to it a little bit better. I don't really like scooping down here where the gravel is, because if the bucket goes too deep, then I'm contaminating my product. And as far as that goes, someday I'm going to have some really nice topsoil, and I'm thinking I could sell it, actually. And people in the neighborhood can benefit from the, I'm going to call it potting soil, even though it's not potting soil. It's basically just compost, but it will have some of the best nutrients in it that a person could want. I know you think there's a lot of junk there on the left, but most of it's necessary. Those piles of pavers, I got that through my Habitat connection, and I got those at such a bargain basement price. You got to figure Habitat gets the stuff donated, so they have zero in it, so they can sell it for 90% less of retail value, even though they try to get a little bit more than that. But I hold my ground, and I hold out until it's set around so long at Habitat. Now they just want to get rid of it, and then it comes down to my kind of pricing, which is, if I'm not going to get it cheap, I don't really need it. And you know, the other day I did that video, and I just checked, and it's not performing very well, but it was the zero turn maintenance. That's actually a pretty good video if you want to watch that. If you look in the background, there's a couple tile looking things that go underneath that mound of dirt. And those are basically there because that mound of dirt would block the flow of the water, and that was the lowest point, so the water flows through there to the other side of the mound of the dirt and into some waterway down the road there a bit. Alright, it looks like the video is going to be ending here shortly. So now's the time to do what we talked about. Hit that like button, leave me a comment.